We live in interesting times. Today's stories. Hong Kong lawmakers react as China calls for a swift punishment of city's violence. Iran says the rejected offer shows the U.S. is not seeking dialogue. Drought threatens agriculture in the Othion Valley.
Alors effectivement, c'est exceptionnel.
In India, a rhino calf is saved after deadly floods kill more than 200 wild animals.
This year we face massive flood in Kazirong National Park.
In California, Gilroy Garlic Festival shooting leaves 4 dead, including the suspect. Trump comments on the deadly California shooting.
We express our deepest sadness and sorrow for the families who lost a precious loved one in the horrific shooting.
Trump signs a victim compensation bill for 9/11 first responders. Plus, WNBA All-Star 2019 showcases the league's up-and-coming talents. Hello everyone, I am Jennifer Polentan, bringing you stories from around the globe, and this is Eagle News, broadcasting from New York. Pro-democracy lawmaker Claudia Mo says Beijing is far away from the Hong Kong people's real sentiments and demands after China's top policy body on Hong Kong affairs condemned the city's violent protests in a press briefing.
The vision, the impression of Hong Kong is simply fundamentally wrong. They're so far away from Hong Kong people's real sentiments and demands. We wish Beijing officials will truly try to understand what Hong Kong people really want. What happened in Beijing today, this afternoon, would actually help fan the fire of what's already been a tsunami of protest in Hong Kong.
但係其實所有香港人都知道，而家最主要嘅問題係政治問題。你唔解決政治問題，而去嘗試去話我哋主要問題係由政治問題衍生嘅而家呢個咁嘅即係唔安定嘅情況。
China on Monday threw its backing behind Hong Kong's beleaguered leader and police, saying violent protesters must be swiftly punished following another weekend of running street battles in the financial hub. What began as a mass display of opposition to an extradition bill 2 months ago has morphed into a wider pro-democracy movement that has thrown down the most significant challenge to Beijing's authority since the former British colony returned to Chinese rule in 1997. While China has issued increasingly shrill condemnations of the protests in the last 2 weeks, it has largely left the city's pro-Beijing administration to deal with the situation. Protesters had braced for a potential backlash from Beijing after China's top policy body on Hong Kong's affairs called a rare press briefing on Monday. But the cabinet-level Hong Kong and Macau Affairs Office merely reiterated its condemnation of the protests and Beijing's strong support for Hong Kong Chief Executive Carrie Lam and the city's police force, which has been accused of using excessive force against protesters. Last week, the Defense Ministry pointed to a Hong Kong garrison law under which the Chinese army could be deployed if city authorities requested support to maintain public order. When asked under which preconditions the military could be deployed, Yang referred to the city's basic law without elaborating. Jimmy Sham from the Civil Human Rights Front, one of the groups organizing protests, told reporters the press conference just wasted 40 minutes of the Hong Kong people's time, adding Lam should have been sacked for neglecting her duty and causing extreme chaos. Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesman Abbas Mousavi gives a press conference in Tehran, during which he says that the U.S. had rejected an offer by Tehran from a robust nuclear inspections in exchange for lifting sanctions because Washington is not seeking dialogue.
ما پروتکل الحاقی رو و تعهداتی که برای نظارت و اینا داریم رو ببریم مجلس شورای اسلامی و اونجا تصویب کنیم به صورت قانون و دائمی در بیاریم و اونها هم همون موقع یک طرحی رو به کنگره آمریکا ببرن و کلیه تحریم‌های اصطلاح غیرقانونی خودشون رو لغو بکنن. بنابراین ایشون گفتن اگه واقعا دنبال گفتگو هستن این یک محوری هست میتونیم به جای اینکه 2023 انجام بدیم الان در سال 2019 انجام بدیم و یه چیزی هست که قابل دسترس هست و میتونه انجام بشه که همونطوری که خود ما پیش بینی میکردیم این طرح با مخالفت اونها روبرو شد چون میدونستیم که اونها اصلا دنبال طبیعی بود که جمهوری اسلامی ایران از اونجایی که معتقد هست که نباید پنجره دیپلماسی بسته بشه و گفتگوها برای رفع اختلافات انجام بشه طرح اونها رو بررسی کرد و یه طرحی هم ایشون جمهوری اسلامی ایران جمع‌بندی کرد و توسط جناب آقای دکتر عراقچی به عنوان فرستاده.
In the Othnion Valley, between Angers and Samur, the Loire River is at an unprecedented low for this time of year. It's a concern for the many horticulturists, market gardeners, and seed producers who depend on the river for irrigation.
Alors effectivement, c'est exceptionnel d'arroser aujourd'hui, mais comme la température est caniculaire, plus de 40 degrés, donc aujourd'hui j'arrose ces pommiers puisqu'ils sont très sensibles aux brûlures de soleil. Les fruits en fait brûlent, l'épiderme brûle et deviendront impropres à la consommation. Alors pour moi qui travaille sur l'exploitation depuis 20 ans, c'est la première année où l'été est si sec en fait.
La conséquence c'est d'aller arroser la nuit et de mettre les enrouleurs de 20h le soir à 2h du matin et se relever à 2h du matin pour redérouler des enrouleurs et les faire marcher jusqu'à 10h le matin. La Belgique et l'Allemagne ont eu des grosses chaleurs et ils sont en train d'acheter les salades en Bretagne en ce moment. Donc, ce qui veut dire que si toute l'Europe se met sur la Bretagne, il n'y aura jamais assez de salade, quoi.
La Loire, qu'on croyait notre sauveur, a décroché beaucoup plus tôt que les autres années, hein, puisque des situations comme on a aujourd'hui, on ne les a jamais connues. Mais il faut vraiment qu'on permette à l'économie agricole, qui est la seule présente dans la vallée de l'Othnion, de pouvoir continuer à exister. Si on arrête aujourd'hui, si on ferme les robinets aujourd'hui, c'est un nombre inconsidérable d'emplois qui vont plus avoir lieu, hein, et c'est des marchés qui vont être perdus à tout jamais.
A 2-month-old rhino is rescued from floods at Kazinga National Park in the northeastern Indian state of Assam, where 40% of the park has been left underwater following 10 days of torrential rains. The floods have killed more than 200 wild animals, including 17 threatened one-horned rhinos in one of India's best-known national parks.
Today we rescued a small rhino cub which is about to be 2 months old in age, and she was roaming nearby the anti-poaching camp lonely, and which is quite far from the range of his Bagori, and she is very weak. This year we faced massive flood in Kaziranga National Park, and we found a lot of distressed wild animal in this Kaziranga National Park, fringes side particularly, and we rescued around 64 number of hog deer and other species also, and out of that we could release back after treatment 85% of them, and some species, some individuals still with us like rhinos and some injured hog deer.
40% of Kaziranga National Park in Assam has been left underwater following 10 days of torrential rains that have also killed more than 71 people in the northeastern state. The UNESCO-listed heritage site is home to the world's biggest population of one-horned rhinos and draws thousands of tourists from around the world each year. but it has been stricken by the floods, and as the waters start to recede, workers fear the animal toll will rise. Park Director P. Sivakumar said 205 animals, including 17 rhinos, an elephant, 112 hog deer, 12 sambar deer, 7 swamp deer, 2 buffaloes, 18 wild boars, and 3 porcupines were among those killed. He said another 16 hog deer and a sambar had been hit by speeding cars while trying to cross a highway that passed through Kazingra. Siv Kumar, who has proposed giving AK-47 rifles to park rangers to prevent poaching during the floods, said some animals were starting to return. He said the flood situation is improving gradually. Park officials said rangers and volunteers rescued 69 stranded animals, including 3 rhinos and an elephant, but some had since died at a rehabilitation center. Siv Kumar said a Supreme Court ban on mining in the nearby Karbi Anglong Hills, ordered in April, had helped save lives as the area became a sanctuary for animals that fled the rising water. He said the animals used to avoid the highlands because of the mines. They were afraid of coming into contact with humans. Rangers patrolling the mines had seen water buffaloes, rhinos, elephants, and even tigers in the quarries. The park has set up a special rhino protection force to guard more than 2,400 rhinos in the park against poachers. One notorious poacher was detained this month, and Siv Kumar said earlier that a select group in the force would be given automatic rifles for patrols during the floods. At their worst, the flooding covered 90% of the park. The torrents have inundated more than 4,000 villages across Assam, forcing hundreds of thousands into emergency camps. More than 650 people have been killed across India, Nepal, Bangladesh, and Pakistan. Up next, in California, Gilroy Garlic Festival shooting leaves 4 dead, including the suspect. Trump comments on the deadly California shooting. Trump signs a victim compensation bill for 9/11 first responders. Plus, WNBA All-Star 2019 showcases the league's up-and-coming talents. Eagle News will return in a moment. Welcome back. You are watching Eagle News. Officers said 3 people were killed in a shooting at a major food festival in California on Sunday before police gunned down the suspected attacker. Among the victims was a 6-year-old boy. At least 15 others were injured. Scott Smithy, police chief of Gilroy, a city 30 miles southeast of San Jose, said officers confronted and shot dead the suspect in less than a minute. Smithy said a search for a possible second suspect was ongoing, adding that the site of the 3-day Gilroy Garlic Festival was still an active crime scene. He said, quote, "We believe, based on witness statements, that there was a second individual involved in some way. We just don't know in what way." The grandmother of 6-year-old Stephen Romero said he was shot while attending the event with his mother and other grandmother. Describing her grandson as always kind, happy, and playful, Maribel Romero told ABC 7 News Stephen had died by the time she arrived at the hospital. Footage showed people fleeing in terror as shots rang out at one of the largest food festivals in the country. Smithy said the suspect appeared to have entered the 50-acre festival site via a creek, using cutting equipment to breach the event's perimeter. He said metal detectors and bag searchers were in place as part of very tight security at the festival. Smithy added no motive was known, but the suspect's shooting appeared somewhat random. The suspect used some sort of rifle. U.S. President Donald Trump earlier tweeted that law enforcement officers were at the scene of the shooting in Gilroy, urging members of the public to be careful and safe. Festival director Brian Bao told reporters it was horribly upsetting that the attack happened on the 3rd and final day of this year's event in Gilroy, which he described as an amazing, tightly knit community. Bao said the 4,000-plus local volunteers work so hard every year, and to see this event end this way is just one of the most tragic and sad things to see. U.S. President Donald Trump comments on the deadly California shooting.
Express our deepest sadness and sorrow for the families who lost a precious loved one in the horrific shooting last night in Gilroy, California. While families were spending time together at a local festival, a wicked murderer opened fire and killed 3 innocent citizens, including a young child. We grieve for their families, and we ask that God will comfort them with His overflowing mercy and grace. We're praying for those who are recovering right now in the hospital.
U.S. President Donald Trump signed a 9/11 Victim Compensation Fund bill, providing billions of dollars to police officers, firefighters, and first responders of the September 11th terrorist attacks.
The 9/11 Victims Compensation Fund is something you've all worked on very hard, and the day has come. Today, we come together as one nation to support our September 11th heroes, to care for their families, and to renew our eternal vow, never, ever forget. The whole world witnessed the might and resilience of our nation in the extraordinary men and women of the New York Fire Department and the New York Police Department, selfless patriots of unmatched character and devotion. I grew up with them, so I can tell you that's absolutely true. It's always nice to really know your subject. I know that subject. These are great people. We pledge to stand by the families of those affected today and every day. We will stand with you. I want to thank lawmakers in both parties for working with common purpose to pass this vital and critical legislation.
And now for EBC Sports. We have WNBA action from the league's All-Star 2019 event in Las Vegas, where players, fans, and NBA stars enjoyed the show. Casey Lee Carrasco reports.
From the shining lights of the famous hotels in Las Vegas to the lights of the hardwood, the WNBA All-Star Weekend has brought the league's brightest and talented athletes under one roof. The weekend began with 2 girls' clinics and a panel of some of the league's unique talent and legends of the sport. These all-stars and legends not only gave some pointers on the court, but were also able to provide some amazing advice on the importance of social media awareness and the need to do well in school.
Just seeing that, you can make it to this level, and once you do, we talked about things even after basketball, just qualities that you can have for what the sport gives you that you can have for when you're done playing in your professional life.
You know, it was so much fun. All these kids are so energetic and so excited to be here, to join, and to even come out and just experience something new. So it was really fun. I liked it. I just love volunteering. We have an amazing girls youth program in Las Vegas that I am a part of, and I coach there. So hopefully I can spend my time and help out with that.
All-Star Weekend included a free fan fest where everyone was welcome to play games and experience the fun. Fans of all ages took part in the free event during and after the 3-point and skills challenges. The fun continued as fans witnessed the All-Stars showcase their talents in the 3-point contest and the skills challenge. The eve to the big game, the players traded their style for the court into their style for the orange carpet. Most dressed simple but yet so elegant. Fans cheered for both teams as they entered. Teammates and WNBA legends were not the only ones who give their support. NBA star Chris Paul and basketball legend Kobe Bryant also took part in the festivities. Players shared their thoughts on the All-Star experience delivered by Las Vegas.
I mean, anytime you come to Vegas in general, you're thinking it's people are going big, big shows, big time people, and that's how it should be definitely for All-Star. So I think it puts a little pressure on everyone else to see how can we be better than than Vegas. But so far they've been phenomenal, and that's what you think when you come to Vegas is big time shows and put on a really big show.
Team, I mean, the Aces are 2 years young, and look what they've been able to do. It proves that it works. So I think we can look to the Aces and see what they did this entire All-Star, what they've been doing with their team. You see them everywhere. They're marketed very well, and kind of take that model and run with it.
Erica Wheeler shares her inspiration and message after her All-Star MVP performance.
It's going to be bumps in the road. You just got to keep pushing through those bumps in the road. just never give up. You know, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. And I don't think you expect this. I don't think you should want it easy. I think you should, you know, expect those bumps, and you just, when you get over those bumps, it means so much more. God, he works in a mysterious way, and he knows my grind. He knows what I've been through. He knows the work I put in. So, you know, when you put in the work, you get rewarded, and I think that's what's happening.
Both teams give the fans a great display of jump shots and dunks left and right. Team Wilson came up with the win against Team Deladon. From the WNBA All-Star at the Mandalay Bay Event Center here in fabulous Las Vegas, I am Casey Carrasco, 1 with 25.
Thanks, Casey Lee. That is today's Eagle News. Join us tomorrow as we bring stories that matter to you. Visit our website at eaglenews.net and eaglenewslive.com. Follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/Eagle News and on Twitter at twitter.com/Eagle News. Thank you for watching. I am Jennifer Pollentan, and I am 1 with 25.